So no goal in her final performance, Herc, but let's be honest. So many memorable Carli Lloyd performances over the years, and so many of them have been clutch. So let's go down memory lane here. A little history lesson. Some of the most clutch moments in U.S. women's national team history. Let's go back to 1991, the World Cup final against Norway. Michelle Akers, you've heard that name before here on this show.
Absolutely.
She scores twice in a 2-1 victory, the win that started it all. 1999.
World Cup goals, by the way.
World Cup final. U.S. against China in the Rose Bowl. This is the one everybody watched. Brianna Scurry and Brandi Chastain. Scurry for the save, Chastain for the shot heard around the world. If the first win against Norway started things, that win blew things up. 2008 Olympic gold medal final. One of a few big clean sheets for Hope Solo against a very good Brazil team with Marta, if not in her prime, very close to her prime. The U.S. and the defense in front of Hope Solo playing a huge role there. 2011 World Cup knockout rounds. This isn't one game, Herc. This is the entire knockout rounds. Abby Wambach goes against Brazil in the semifinals, against France in the final, against Japan. A couple of those in extra time. She even made her penalty in the final. 2015 World Cup final. Do I even need to say it? Against Japan, Carli Lloyd with the hat trick. Not just the hat trick, but the first 16-minute hat trick. And then, of course, she did it again. A few years earlier, 2012, we can't forget. Gold medal match against Japan. She scores both in a 2-1 victory. Some amazing, amazing clutch moments in the long history of the U.S. women's national team. Which leads us to this question, Herc. Is Carli Lloyd, of all the clutch players, the most clutch player in U.S. women's national team history?
Listen, anytime you have Michelle Akers' name there, it's going to dominate. I mean, she scored 10 World Cup goals that World Cup edition. Forget about the 2 that she scored in the final. She scored 10 World Cup goals in that edition. But Carli Lloyd is a different breed. Carli Lloyd does it in a way where it seems so easy in some of the most crucial moments. To me, it's Carli Lloyd and Abby Wambach, because you mentioned Abby Wambach scoring in the quarterfinal, scoring in the semifinal, scoring in the final. That quarterfinal goal against Brazil was the 120th minute. But I could also go Hope Solo, because I've never seen a player so dominant in their position. That one-handed save she made on Martha in that game in 2008 was one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen. But if I have to choose, I'm going to take the GOAT, Carli Lloyd. I'm going to take the clutch moments in the World Cup final, the clutch moment in a gold medal match. Yeah, I'm going to take the deciding factor of her being clutch for sure.
I'm glad you mentioned Hope Solo. We got to throw in Brianna Scurry as well, because the goalies are clutch kind of in their own way. But if we're going off field player, the best comparison, the best competition for Carli Lloyd is Michelle Akers. We should probably mention her performance in the 1999 World Cup final as well. She's not playing as an attacker. She's playing as a defensive midfielder, marking one of China's best players out of the match in 100-degree weather in the Rose Bowl. So heroic performance there from Akers. But it's got to be Carli Lloyd, right? Even if you just think of across the history of American soccer, men's national team, women's national team, club, whatever. When you think of big game performance, you automatically think of those first 16 minutes in the World Cup final against Japan, don't you? A hat trick in a World Cup final, that's the definition.
So I can think of a few moments in U.S. soccer history where I remember how I felt in that exact moment. Landon Donovan goal, I remember how I felt in the exact moment. Carli Lloyd hat trick, the shot from half field. I remember how I felt and where I was in that exact moment. I was at Petco Field at a viewing party in San Diego, and that goal went in. The place went crazy. It went bonkers. I remember thinking, like, what did I just see? Like, what the hell is a World Cup final? And she hits it in from half. It was an unreal goal. But then you just go down the list and look at her career, look at the huge moments she's had, and it's par for the course.
Yep, 2015 World Cup final, the 2012 Olympic gold medal match, the 2008 Olympic gold medal match as well. There's probably 3 world titles the U.S. women's national team might have, but also might not have, if not for Carli Lloyd. It's pretty tough to argue that she's not the most clutch player in U.S. women's national team history.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.